Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to another weekly reading vlog. Today is Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. It's the 15th of February. We are more than halfway through this month because the month only has 28 days. Yeah. How are you guys doing? So I just thought I'd sit down and open up the vlog. As you can tell, guys, the Christmas tree is gone. You will have seen this already from videos this week. I just took it down this morning. I took all the ornaments off the pretty little decorations that were gifted to me by one of you lovelies. I do have some more. I think I showed them in a previous vlog. I've got ones for Easter and one for St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to put some up on the wall behind me because I want to show them off because they're super, super cute. So I might hang them up like underneath the heart or something like that. So I'm going to do that, a little bit closer because I think, well, it's the 17th of March is St. Patrick's Day. So I'll hang them up like on the 1st of March. I'll put them up there or maybe later on this week. We shall see. But anyway, yeah, so the tree came down this morning and I edited today's, the vlog that's going up today. That is exporting right now, and I haven't done any reading yet today, but I just thought I'd pop on and start the vlog off before I forget. It's going to be a bit of a busy week, I think. I talked about it in my last vlog. I do have my procedure on Wednesday, which I'm almost certain now I am going to cancel and rebook for next week. And on Thursday, I have my liver biopsy, But I'm hoping to get a lot of reading done this week. I'm hoping to finish a book today, which will be very exciting. But yeah, like I said, I just want to pop on, say hello, and I'll pop in and update you guys on my reading a little bit later. Bye, guys. She absolutely loves to do this. For those of you who have not seen this before, I think I've gotten it on video before. We call this her binkying. So if you think of a binky, like some people call those soothers that babies suck on a binky, that's what we call this. This is her binky. She's making biscuits, you can see, and she's got the blanket in her mouth. We've done research on this, and a lot of cats actually do this, like put the blankie in their mouth. Not sure why, but it's a thing that some cats do, and she's one of them, because she's our special little missy. Hello friends, happy Monday. Today is the 16th of February and it is like almost 3:30 in the afternoon. I meant to do a clip this morning when I filmed my videos, but I didn't. I forgot. I was hungry for lunch. So anyway, yeah, I am sorry I didn't update anything yesterday either. I really need to get better at doing these vlogs. I'm not that great at it. I'm not that great at keeping up. I'm either all or nothing. But anyway, so yesterday, I ended up actually finishing a book. I finished reading She Dreamed of a Cowboy by Joanna Sims. I believe I gave it 4 stars. Stay tuned on Monday, of course, for my weekend review video, and I will talk about that one in full. Very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. Yeah, and I did some thinking last night on my TBR and all of the books that I have, or excuse me, all the books that I want to read, all the books that I'm currently reading, which of course is a whole bunch of books. And while I love the idea of like having a bunch of books on the go, like in reality, when I'm putting together my spreadsheets, like when I finish a book and I look at how long I've been reading a book, it's like 2 weeks, which is fine. I mean, that's not a problem, but I would like to not get books finished faster. It's not a contest, but maybe just going back to concentrating on just a few books. I think 2 or whatever is just not working for me though. Because just for reasons. So I think what I have decided to do in terms of what I'm currently reading is that I am going to have one ebook on the go, meaning a book that is available digitally or a book that I am reading digitally. I'm going to have one print book on the go, so a book 9 times out of 10 that's going to be from my personal collection. The ebook book may be category, or it may actually be a cozy, because I do have a cozy mystery coming up that I want to read that is only available on ebook. It's not available on audiobook. So, in that situation, that would be part of the ebook situation. A print book, which 9 times out of 10 will probably be category, probably be from my shelves. The 2 on Tuesday that I've been going through. I've also pulled another 5 books to add to my TBR. That's a thing that I've done. Stuff like that, right? An audiobook. Gotta have an audiobook on the go. Again, 9 times out of 10 is probably going to be a cozy, but I have a couple of category romance books on my TBR right now that are available on audio. One of the ones that I talked about on one of the Valentine's Day, Countdown to Valentine's Day videos. And also The Vanishing by Jana de Leon. That entire trilogy is available on audio, so those I'll be including as audiobooks. So it's not like it's going to be a set and fast, like I'm going to have a cozy mystery and I'm going to have a category. It could be anything. It's going to be more the format of the book. The only outlier is going to be another ebook. So I'm going to generally have 2 ebooks on the go. It's going to be 2 ebooks on the go. So the other ebook is going to be the Harlequin new releases, because I really want to work my way through the new releases in 2026. I'd like to get through them a bit quicker than one a month, which is at the rate that I'm going right now. So I'm starting with the historical line, the first box set of the historical line. And I'm basically right now going based on the availability. So what line is available next, kind of an idea, like everything right now for January still has a hold on it at my library. And we're about to get to March's releases. So they're pretty popular, which is great. I did go ahead and put a hold on the second box set for the historical line. But I mean, after that, a lot of them should open up. And going forward will probably be pretty straightforward, like to be able to get them. Like there probably won't be a lot of holds on them. That's my assumption. So 4 books on the go plus a Babysitter's Club book. So I'm going to work through the books that I'm currently reading, like on ebook, and they'll be like next on the list, kind of an idea. But eventually we're going to get to a point where anyway, let's see. I'm challenging myself to do it for this week, to try this format, if you will, for this week and see exactly how it goes. So yeah, so I finished a book yesterday. So what have I read today, you might be asking? So the first thing I did was I read a little bit of my Babysitter's Club book, the next 5, because I'm reading 5 chapters, because I'm reading a super special, which is Babysitters on Board, the very first super special. And yesterday it was so funny when I was reading this, and I don't know if this has happened to you guys when you're reading books that you've read before. Like for me, of course, the Babysitters series is a complete reread for me. And I was reading the super special yesterday, and in the back of my mind, I remembered super special number 7 out of nowhere. I think because like I kind of glanced up and looked outside, and I can see, the houses behind us, and like they have snow on their roofs and stuff. And I immediately thought of super special number 7, which was called Snowbound, which is a book where all the babysitters end up getting there's a massive snowstorm in Stony Brook and something happens to all of them, and some of them are together. Some of them are I think somebody's stuck at the mall, somebody's stuck babysitting. But I remembered that super special, and all of a sudden, you get that excited feeling in your stomach. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're the anticipation, that anticipated feeling. And I got excited about reading that book. Even though I'm probably not going to get to it for a while because it's the 7th super special, and I have all of the other books in the series to get to before I get to that one. Does that ever happen to you guys when you're, or a television show, or something that you're just anticipating and you get excited about? Am I the only one who gets excited about books in that aspect? Probably. And same thing as I'm looking at the new releases, because I'm doing all these videos now of these Harlequin new releases, and that's what really drove me to make sure that I have one always on the go, because I want to get to these books. They all sound so, and all the backlist ones, they all sound so good, but there's only so many hours in a day, right? And I'm trying to be more conscientious that hopefully within the next month or 2, I'm going to be back to work, and I'm not going to have time all day long to sit and read like I do now. Wish I did, but I don't. So, I've got to be proactive on what I'm reading and what I'm going to have time to read in the future, if that makes sense as well. So, yeah. But anyway, so I read my part in the Babysitter's Club book. I'm 64% of the way through that one right now. My current audiobook that I am reading, because it's the one that I'm furthest through, so that's why it got top billing, is Detective Aunty by Uzma, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce her last name, but the picture will be up here. Right now I listened to another 2 chapters in this one, and I am 55% of the way through it, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So it completely takes place in Toronto. I've not talked about this one in this vlog. I've talked about this book before, though. It's about a woman who is widowed. She was widowed a year ago. She is an Indian woman, and she was married and raised her children. Her children are probably in their early 30s at this point. She has a daughter and 2 sons. Now, one of her sons died 20 years ago. So that's the backstory of this, is that they were all living in Toronto, the whole family, the 2 older children, and the younger one was probably 16 or something like that. And he was killed. He died. You're not completely sure. It was a hit and run situation. but the police, like, kind of really made it bad by saying, like, maybe he was doing something he shouldn't have been, you know, kind of doing the whole victim blaming thing, which is just not cool. You know, regardless, it was a hit and run. So anyway, it really broke her. What is her first name? Kashmir? And she was devastated. So not long after his death, her and her husband, like the two older children, her son and daughter, her older son and daughter, were university age and were able to be out on their own. Her and her husband moved up to North Bay, which is about 4 hours north of Toronto. And he's a doctor, and he was working on the the Canadian Forces base up in North Bay. Canadian Armed Forces base up in North Bay. And he's a doctor, so he was working as an on-base doctor. Anyway, so they've been living in North Bay for the past 20 years. She has never come back to Toronto in all that time. The dad did at certain points, and you're now realizing as you're reading the story that he kind of kept a few things from her as well. Stuff that happened, you know, back in the day. Anyway, the very beginning of the book, she gets a phone call from her daughter, Sana, saying that there's been a murder. So the daughter owns her own shop, like a shop that sells Desi clothing. And the man who owns the plaza that she was renting space from, retail space from, was murdered in her shop. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. So the mother comes down the first time she's been in Toronto in 20 years, you know, to help her daughter and, you know, all these things. And now stuff's coming to light about stuff that happened years ago. The daughter still holds resentment against the mother because, like, she stayed away for so long. Where were you when I needed you? And you can see the daughter's point, but you can see the mother's point. So, like, I like the fact that the mom's not completely in the right here. Like, she's, you know, she didn't maybe make the best decisions. And now is maybe paying for them a little bit. Like, she doesn't know her granddaughters as well as she could and stuff like that. So anyway, at the point we're at now, the book, the daughter's now officially been charged with the murder. And it's very, very interesting because it's so Toronto. Like, it takes place in my city. You know, I am familiar with the area it takes place in. The plaza itself, my husband and I were talking about it. It's not a real plaza, but we think it's based on, like, anyone else who's in the city of Toronto knows Shoppers World or the Golden Mile Plaza in Toronto. We think it's based off of that and in that area. If the author ever watches this video, let me know if I'm right. But we think that's what it's based off of, based on the location and stuff like that. So the plaza itself isn't real, but we think it's based off something that's real. But just some of the things, like, she talks about the Toronto Police Services. She talks about the TTC, the Toronto Transit Commission, like taking the streetcar, taking the bus. You know, the red iconic TTC buses and streetcars are, again, iconic to Toronto. You know, like, it even talks about she goes to visit her friend and they're having a little snack and they're having Peak Frames cookies, which I believe are like a UK and Canadian thing. I don't think those are sold in the US. So for me, as like a Canadian and a Torontonian, it adds that much more. You know, when you read a book that takes place in a place that you are familiar with, intimately familiar with, it just adds another level to the book, and I'm really enjoying it. So I did get some reading done on that today, and I just finished doing some reading on My Deadly Valentine by Valerie, Hansen, and Lynette Eason. Now, I meant to mention that yesterday, yesterday, I finished reading the first short story by Valerie Hansen, and it was okay. I didn't love it. I'm gonna say it was probably a 3-star read. Again, stay tuned. I will finish this book by the end of this week, so my full review will be up for it on Monday. But I am liking the second story by Lynette Eason a lot more. So, in the second story, the one I'm reading now, it's about our main character named Holly, and our male lead's name is Eli. They were a couple back in high school, and then he left, and he went to the police academy, and broke her heart when he left to go to the police academy. Then he came back, and they were together again, like, kind of picked it back up. She kind of, like, not forgave him, but you know what I mean. Like, they ended up getting back together, and then he, up and left again to go work for the New York City Police Department. So now, after an amount of time, he's back again in town. And right when he arrives back in town, her shop gets broken into. And somebody steals, like, all the days, like, money and receipts, money and checks and stuff like that. She runs a candy store. So then anyway, then somebody's, like, lurking around outside her house. There's these people who want her to sell her land. Like, she lives up on the mountain or something like that, and they want her to sell her land. So there's a guy who actually threatens her, is like, you know, if you don't sell, somebody's going to get hurt, like, you know. But I'm finding the reason I'm liking this one more is because our female lead isn't nearly as naive as the female lead in the first story. Like, you know, she's being, to me, a little bit more realistic. That's just my opinion. But anyway, so that's what I have read there. So that's all the reading that I've done so far today, which is quite a lot. I am going to be doing reading sprints tonight over on Stormi's channel on Storm Reads. So I'm looking forward to that. Right now I'm sitting here, I'm going to watch some more BookTube, YouTube. I'm doing some cross stitch. I'm working on my cross stitch piece. And yeah, I need to call the hospital tomorrow. Everything's closed today because it's Family Day in the province of Ontario. I think that the clinic is closed. I'm going to call just to double check when I get off the phone right now. Or when I stop this video right now, I'm going to call them. Because I need to cancel my appointment for Wednesday. They're calling for snow/freezing rain. Plus the fact is that I can't really afford to go into the city twice this week. So I'm going to rebook my appointment for my usual procedure next week. Because I've got the liver biopsy on Thursday. So at least that would give me a couple days to relax before the biopsy. So, you know, but anyway. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to put on another YouTube video, I think, and I'm going to have a little snack, in case you're curious as to what it is. Gummy Jolly Ranchers, which I never used to like Jolly Ranchers, but I like gummy stuff. Like, I like gummy bears and gummy worms and all those, like, things. Probably another reason I couldn't completely go vegetarian again, because they've got gelatin in them, and as a vegetarian, gelatin would be a no-no. But I do love these jelly oh, they're so good. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, friends. It is a little after 5 at night, and might I mention, a little after 5 at night, and it's nice and sunny out still. Well, I mean, not sunny. It hasn't been sunny all day. It's been overcast, but it's not pitch black yet, which is kind of nice. But anyway, just before 5, I thought I'd come to you guys with a very quick update. Different angle than me just sitting there, because I had to get up because I was going to put this away somewhere where I wouldn't lose it, so I can show it to you guys on Monday, but I just finished another book. So I finished Wake the Sleeping Tiger by Margaret Way. I gave it 3.5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a lot of fun. Again, by today's standards, it would have been slightly problematic, but I don't judge books written in 1979 based on today's standards. I mean, there's certain things I don't condone, and if it contained any of those things, I would definitely tell you guys about it. But anyway, without saying, I enjoyed this. 3.5 stars. Stay tuned on Monday for my full review. So I will be starting a new book tonight, probably another print book, one I did not have already started. But stay tuned. I'll talk about that one a little bit later. But I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Hello, friends. It is just after 9. It's about 9:15 at night, and I'm just coming to end off the vlog for today. Of course, the vlog is going to continue throughout the rest of the week, but I wanted to end it off for today. So I did some more reading. I am now almost 60% of the way through Detective Aunty. I am 82% of the way now through A Deadly Valentine, the bind-up. I will finish that one tomorrow for sure. The second story is getting really, really good. It's like literally angering me, the stuff that this poor girl is going through. And then I started a physical book, because I finished the Margaret Way, so I needed another physical book. I'm really enjoying this 4-book thing. So it's like enough books to keep me interested, but not too many books that I'm not getting to touch all the books, if that makes sense. So like I've touched like all these books like a couple times today, except for this one that I just picked up. So I'm through the prologue and halfway through the first chapter. I have read this before, and I talked about it relatively recently on one of my Countdown to Valentine's Day videos, but I'll talk about this one tomorrow a bit more. I just thought I would pop in just to say goodnight, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. Today is the 17th of February, and it is... what time is it? Just like 5 minutes to 11. So Garrett and I were quite busy this morning. We got up and we went grocery shopping right away. We hit the Walmart. We hit Walmart at like 8 o'clock because I wanted breakfast stuff. So I got English muffins and cheese, and we already had eggs, so I can make English egg McMuffins. So I had one of those for breakfast this morning. We got the Dempsters that they're new. They're everything English muffins. So they have like the garlic and the onion and the sesame seeds and stuff like that, like just like an everything bagel. They were good, but they weren't for me. I think it was a little bit too much with the egg McMuffin. Too many flavors. Do you know what I mean? Like with the cheese and the egg and all the things. So I think I'm going to go back and just get regular egg McMuffins, and Garrett's going to probably enjoy these ones. They weren't bad. I think they'd be really good with just a little bit of margarine or butter or something like that, or even some herb and garlic cream cheese, but a little bit too much with the egg McMuffin for me personally. So anyway, so we did that, got coffee, came home. Well, I made a coffee when I came home. I also needed coffee creamer. I was almost out of that. So we did all that, and then I came home, and I did do a little bit of reading this morning. I read my little bits for today of the Babysitter's Club book, Babysitters on Board by Anne M. Martin. I will definitely get that one finished tomorrow. So that's exciting. And I have not read anything else, but I'm still only concentrating on these like few books that I've got, like the 4 books. The 2 digital books, the print book and the audiobook. I'm probably going to finish one of the books today. I'll report back on that when I get to it. But in other news, in adulting today, other adulting that I did today, I did call the hospital this morning, and I was able to rebook my procedure that was supposed to happen tomorrow. So they are calling now for freezing rain, snow. It's going to be a mess tomorrow. And while we were at Walmart today, like we have a frozen pizza that we're going to have tonight for dinner. And then we got a frozen lasagna that we're going to have probably tomorrow. Basically, if we can't leave the house, we've already done our groceries for tomorrow, which is great. We don't need a lot, like day to day. I have stuff for lunch and what have you, but just in case for some reason we can't get out tomorrow, we've got foodstuffs to have. But yeah, so anyway, I rebooked my appointment. I explained to her, I said, I feel really good. Knock on wood, knock on wood. I hope that continues because my next appointment, now I could have done it on Tuesday, like this coming Tuesday, like a week today. But we decided to try and see what happens if I go as far as Friday. So if I'm really feeling lousy, like on Tuesday or something, I'm going to call and see if I can get in earlier. But I'm hoping that won't be the case. I'm really trying to be good with what I'm eating. I've decided I'm not buying any more potato chips because they are just too dangerous for me. I could literally sit and eat an entire bag of potato chips. And salt right now is not good for me. So I'm really trying not to. I've really got to work on drinking my water. To flush everything out. I figure I asked and they said, you can have sugar. Like I can have, don't overdo it. Like, don't be stupid. But I mean, I can enjoy some candy and stuff like that, even though I don't generally have that much of a sweet tooth, but I'm finding that's changing as I get a little bit older. And when we were at Walmart today, I bought some more of the, what are they called? Jolly Rancher gummies, but these ones were like out for Easter and they, are both sweet and sour. So so I'm not breaking into those just yet. I'm saving those for later because I've got the other ones that I'm still enjoying. But that's it. I'll have like 3 or 4 of those and be perfectly content. But I just have to say no to stuff like potato chips and popcorn right now. As much as I love it, it's just too dangerous. Like, oh, buy a bag and just have a little. I can't do that. I can't. I will sit and eat the whole thing. So anyway, I have to learn my limitations. But anyway, I just filmed a couple videos. So I'm going to go ahead and edit those, get some reading done, get some crafting done, and have a relaxing day. So I don't have to go to the hospital now until Thursday. And then, so I go Thursday, which is the 19th. And then I go on the 23rd, which is the following Monday, like a week yesterday. And then I go on the Friday of the same week. And then I go back on the 2nd of March again. So over the next 2.5 weeks or so, I have to go 4 times to the hospital, which is not bad. And it's nicely spaced out. So I have days off in between of having to go, which is kind of great. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I'm rambling. I'm going to go get some stuff done. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hi, friends. Happy Wednesday. Today is the 18th of February, and it is just before 11 o'clock in the morning. I just finished filming some video. I filmed the 2 videos to go today and then the one that's going to go tomorrow when I'm in the hospital. So I'm going to get that edited and all that stuff done today. So it'll be posted tomorrow when I'm not available. But yeah, so sorry I did not update again yesterday. It's been a weird couple of days. My mind has definitely been on tomorrow's appointment and I cannot wait till it's over. So I can stop thinking about it basically. And, I haven't really been sleeping the best either. It's just been a lot of stress that I've been under over the last few days. Also thinking about the fact that very soon my employment insurance is going to run out. Garrett still doesn't have a job. We're going to have no income. It's just been a lot going on. But I've been doing BookTube and making sure to put out videos because it makes me happy. Because it's something cheerful that I can look forward to. Something that doesn't stress me out. Like everything else. But yeah, so anyway, I do apologize for not popping in again yesterday. But I did wanted to share with you that I finished a book. And I started another book. Oh, goodness, guys. Okay, so yesterday I finished reading A Deadly Valentine by Valerie, Hansen, and Lynette Eason, which is the
little anthology from Love Inspired Suspense. These took place during Valentine's Day. I enjoyed this. Overall, I gave the entire book 3.5 stars. I gave the first story 3 stars and the second story 4 stars. The second story might have even gotten higher than that, but the female lead made a really stupid decision at the end of the book that knocked it down for me. Now, it had to be made because it wouldn't have gotten to the end of the story, but it wasn't. I'm like, you're an idiot. But anyway, I'll talk more about that in my Monday video. Yeah, so I did that. And I did some more reading yesterday on the other books. I read some more of Detective Aunty by Uzma. I can't pronounce her last name. So sorry. I did some more reading in Vermont Valentine by Kristin Hardy. I'm really enjoying that one. I did some more reading in A Family for the Jilted Lady by Helen Dickson, which is the Harlequin new release, the January 2026 Harlequin historical novel. And what else am I currently reading? Today I'm going to be jumping back into The Firefighter's Ranch Homecoming, A Firefighter's Ranch Homecoming by Anna Grace. So that's going to be the book that I'm reading now, my ebook that I'm reading now that I finished the Valentine book, the Love Inspired Valentine's Day book. But like I said, I did start a new book yesterday. One that has not been on it's on my radar. It's been on my radar for years. This will be a reread for me, a couple times reread at least. But I was watching some sprints last night. Roxie over at Roxie Reads, link to her channel in the description box below, was hosting reading sprints with my very good friend Stormi. And if I have not linked Stormi, I will link her below as well. They were doing reading sprints last night. And during the talking part of the sprints, Stormi was mentioning that her and her friend are rereading the Crew of Hunters series. Or her friend's reading it for the first time, but I believe Stormi is rereading it. I think she said she got up to book like 6 or 7, but she's rereading them now and then continuing on. And I have read up to about book 10 or 12 in the Crew of Hunters series, along with reading later books like here and there, you know what I mean? But it's definitely a series I want to get back into. Every time somebody mentions it, I think about it. And now Lauren, over at, I believe it's Lauren's Bookshelf, I will leave a link to her channel as well below. She mentioned because I wasn't on screen, I was in the chat, and she mentioned, I said, I wanted to, every time you mention that, like I said, I want to reread the series or start the series again from the beginning. And Lauren pointed out, she's like, hey, I just took out the first book from the library. And I'm like, hey, buddy, read. And she's like, okay. So yeah, I'm actually going to set something up in my Discord. I'm going to do that. So you guys are going to see that if you are on my Discord. Link to that below if you're not on my Discord. But I'm going to go ahead and set that up on my Discord now for anyone who wants to read through the series, because there's 39 books in this series, you guys. I'm not saying you got to stick around for all 39, like if you just want to jump in for certain books. But we're starting at book number 1, Phantom Evil, which is what I started actually this morning. I started listening to it on audio because I do own it on audio from Audible. And yeah, I'm going to give this one a reread and then move on to book 2, 3, 4, etc., etc. So I'm going to open up this in my Discord if anyone wants to participate. If you want to just jump in for certain books, whatever the case may be. If I'm the only one reading them, so be it, but I'm putting it out there if anyone else is interested. So yeah, so we are supposed to get some snow today. I think it's already started. Oh, it's already started. It's very, very light right now, but it has already started. They're calling for snow for like the next 4 or 5 hours, and then it's supposed to turn to freezing rain, which will be fun. But tomorrow, Garrett and I, of course, have to go downtown for my appointment. We've decided not to take Uber because it's stupid expensive, but instead we're going to take the train. So I'm very excited. I will take you guys along for the journey on the train ride downtown, and then we're going to be taking the subway. I can't tell you the last time I was on the TTC subway, the Toronto Transit Commission subway. So again, there's probably going to be a lot of people, so I'm not going to get video. I don't think. I'll try, but no promises. But we're going to do that to go down because an Uber would cost like $100 plus tip, or like $80 plus tip. Whereas for us to take the train downtown, it's only $10 each. Much more affordable. And then the train pass will allow you to get on the transit. So you can go from the GO train to the transit, like to the subway. And then the subway drops us off literally just outside the hospital, and then I just have to walk inside. Coming home, my brother's going to pick us up, hopefully. If it starts to run too late, I don't want him coming into the city too late, like at 5 o'clock at night, because it's just going to be a horror show. So depending on if they take me in time, how long I have to sit there afterward, I'll text my brother and I'll be like, hey, either can you pick us up at this time? Or Garrett and I are just going to go back down, take the subway back to the train and take the train home. As again, for only $10 each to take the train home, that's completely reasonable to me. So yeah, that's the game plan for tomorrow. But I will try and pop on again today with any updates that I have. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys then. Bye.
So the snow is still just a little bit light right now. Nothing major, but it has started. I will keep you guys updated with the weather today as well, just for funsies. A lot of the snow is actually melted. You couldn't tell, but you can like see, well, it's starting to cover the roofs now, but it was covered. Like our neighbor's back porch there, you can see the blank spot where the snow has kind of melted because it's been really, really nice over the last couple days. But yeah, this winter storm that they were calling for has started. We have a snow update. It's been about an hour since the last time I reported. If you look again at my neighbor's back deck, that little open spot is almost covered. The roofs are almost covered. The road is covered, and we have much bigger snowflakes right now. It's so pretty. I just saw the note saying that we might get something like 18 centimeters. No idea what that is in inches. If I remember to, I'll try and mark it down. But yeah, we got some snow. Hey friends, sorry, I'm just munching on a candy cane. My current drug of choice. I have a bag full of candy canes. I'm not even lying. I've been buying them up when they've been on sale after Christmas. Anyway, as I just showed you, we have some snow outside. And I just finished a book. Actually, I've done a lot right now since the last time I talked to you guys. I edited all 3 of my videos, posted 2 of them. The 3rd one is exporting now, and then I'll post it. And I finished a book. I finished reading Babysitters on Board by Ann M. Martin, the first book, the first super special in the Babysitters Club series. And I think I'm going to give it 4 stars. But yeah, full review for that will be on Monday. But I just want to give you guys an update, and I will talk to you in a little bit. Bye. Hello, my friends. It is about 7:30 at night, and coming to you with a little update. I finally did some more reading. I had not done any reading since the last time I talked to you guys, basically. So, yeah, it's been a busy day today, kind of. So my mom has some friends that they've known, friends of hers and my dad's, that have known the family since I was quite young. Like, I used to babysit these women's children, basically. And so they're my parent or my mom's age or whatever. So they were over for a cup of tea, and they wanted to see me because, you know, like I said, they've known me since I was really little, and so probably at least 40 years, I'd say. So we had a lovely visit. It's quite interesting when someone, you know, when you were small and these were the adults, you know, and then to converse with them now as an adult yourself, it's quite interesting. It's very interesting. And of course they knew my father very well. Basically, my dad and their husbands all played baseball together. So that was kind of the thing. But anyway, so that was a really nice visit. They were here for a couple of hours. And then I came up and basically relaxed. I have not done any reading until just now. We did have dinner. We made a frozen pizza, the Red Baron pepperoni pizza. It's our new favorite. Had that for supper. I had a quarter of the pizza, so you it's a full-size pizza, cut it into a quarter. I had that. Garrett will eat half of it, and then I put the last quarter away, and I'm probably going to have that tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling when I get home. So, yeah, so I just did a little bit of reading on A Family for the Jilted Lady by Helen Dickson, and this is a standalone novel. I'm now 56% of the way through it, and I'm really enjoying this one. It is a Victorian-era romance, and I don't think I've talked about it yet in this vlog, but it's about a woman named Nancy who runs an institute for children, for basically orphans, in a way, orphans, underprivileged children, that kind of thing. She comes from a very, very, very well-to-do family, and she was engaged to be married, and she got to the altar, and he left her literally at the altar on the day of her wedding. He never showed up at the church. So she's pretty much, that was when she was 18. So it's now been like, I think 10 or 11 years since then. She's like, doesn't want anything to do with men. She has this huge inheritance from her grandmother, plus some family money. So she opens up this institute in London, and she decides to do it under her mother's maiden name. Like, she goes by her first name, but under her mother's maiden name. So that way people don't associate it with, not that there would be a problem associated with the family, but she wants to do this like all on her own. You know, and, you know, get funds and donations and things like that, you know, without using the family name, basically. And she's done very, very well for herself. So the book starts off that she meets our male lead, Dominic, because his younger half-sister, found herself in the family way and gave birth. And of course, back then, you know, the mother was very, very proper, and it's like, oh, we've got to give up the baby so you can go on and find a good match, you know.
So the mother, Constance, calls Nancy and is like, come get this baby. And, that's what the Institute does, is takes in unwanted children, takes the baby, brings it back to the Institute. And Dominic finds all this out. And he goes into the Institute and he demands to Nancy that, they bring the child back. And Nancy's like, I would like nothing more than to give the child back to its mother, but it's up to the mother, not up to you. So one thing leads to another. They get the baby, Jane, that's the sister's name. She gets the baby back. And, everybody seems happy, but Dominic is very quite taken with Nancy. So the two of them kind of develop a bit of a friendship. However, the issue is that she's lying to him, and has been lying to him since day one, about who she is, of course, her background. She's kind of like made herself, she lies and says that she's a widow, because if she said that she was single, like in Victorian era London, she'd be looked down, upon. She has more freedom as a widow, basically. So A, she's lying about that, and B, she's lying about who she actually is. She's kind of alluding to that her father did well in business, and, Dominic is starting to kind of put the pieces together, and he's wondering exactly, what this lady is all about. But something big has just been revealed about the father of Jane's baby, of the sister's baby. And as the reader, I don't want to give anything away to you guys, because if you decide to read it, because, but yeah, something is revealed, and, it seems like all these characters are very tied into each other. Let's put it that way. Because, that's all I'm going to say, is that Nancy does have siblings. She has a brother. So something has just been revealed in regards to that. And like I said, I'm very much enjoying this one. So yeah. So that was the reading that I've gotten done. I'm going to do some watching on TV. I did get some good news today. Not good news per se, but more of a reprieve. So, as I mentioned this morning, I have the appointment tomorrow, and then I have an appointment on Monday for the endoscope, and then I have an appointment next Friday, so a week tomorrow, for my usual procedure, for my usual tap to get rid of the fluid. I got a message today from the hospital that my endoscope for Monday has been canceled and is being rebooked for the 16th of March. So I'm very happy that I got a bit of reprieve, that it's not all of these things all at one time. So I'm going to have the big scary procedure tomorrow, and then I have like a whole week off until I have to go in for the tap. And then on the Monday after the tap, then I'm going to have the angiogram, which is another big scary procedure. But at least I get like a week and a bit between that and the biopsy tomorrow. Like the tap, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's really nothing compared to the other things. And then 2 weeks after that, I'll go for the endoscope. So it's kind of a nice little break between big scary procedures, if that makes sense. So that'll be good. But anyway, that is all that I got for right now. I might pop in one more time before the end of the night. But if not, no, I will. I'll pop in before I go to bed. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hello, friends. It is about 8:45 at night, and coming to you with the final clip of the vlog. I am so sorry. Excuse me. So yeah, I have actually been doing some knitting today. I've been working on my barnwood hat. I'm hoping one of these days I'm actually going to get a crafty video out for you, because I know a lot of you have been asking for it. But yeah, so I did some work on my barnwood hat, and I did some listening to Detective Aunty by Uzma. Cover will be right here. And I am really, really enjoying this one. I'm about 75% of the way through it now, and there is so much going on. I don't even really want to try to give you guys like the breakdown of what's been happening, because it's a mystery novel. I don't want to give anything away. But the basic premise is that a woman named, they say her name constantly in the book, and why can't it? Cassar, and Mrs. Khan. And she has, she's an older woman. Her husband passed away a year earlier. She's in her early 50s. She's not that old. She's in her early 50s, I'd say. I think it's early to mid 50s. And her husband passed away a year before. And she's been living in North Bay. She used to live in Toronto with her children. Her youngest son was killed in a hit-and-run accident in Toronto. And after his death, she was devastated. So her and her husband left and went to North Bay. And she has not been back to Toronto since. Her two older children had gone on to university. Her daughter got married. Her son got married. Her son got married and moved to London, England. The daughter is still in Toronto. So the book opens up with the daughter owns an Indian clothing store in a plaza. And the owner of said plaza is found murdered in the daughter's store. And the daughter calls her mother, all upset because she has been like taken into to be questioned by the police. So Cassar comes down from North Bay to Toronto for the first time in 20 years. to be there for her daughter. And her daughter, the one bit I'm going to give you from the book is that the daughter was arrested for the murder. She's out on surety, or on bail, as you guys would call it in the US. And I don't know if it's the same thing, if you guys call it surety as well in the States or not. But anyway, she's out on that, and but Cassar is still trying to clear her daughter's name. I am really, really enjoying this one. There are so many characters. There's so much going on. The audiobook has been fantastic. There's a lot of different ethnicities in this book. And I find that the narrator's doing a really great job of moving between them. Yeah, this has been highly, highly enjoyable. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm probably still going to do a little bit of reading tonight, but I'm going to watch some YouTube, do some reading. We don't have to be at the hospital till noon tomorrow, so we are going to leave about 10:30ish because we want to give lots of time to get there, and stuff. 24 hours from now, big scary procedure number 1 will be over. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
It's getting a little chilly, so Missy and I are getting cozy underneath our little blankie. Right, Missy? Very cozy. Good morning, friends. Happy Thursday. Today is the 19th of February, and it is just after 9 in the morning, about 5 after 9 in the morning. So I am up, I am showered, I am dressed. I am not ready to go. I am heading off to the hospital this morning for my appointment. My procedure itself is scheduled for 1 o'clock, but let's see what time I actually get in there. I am going to bring with me my books that I'm reading, basically my 2 e-readers and my physical book in case I don't know what I want to read. Also my earbuds to listen to an audiobook if I so desire. And I'm bringing my knitting too. I'm really hoping I'm not going to be waiting long, but I am taking the train down. So that's like almost an hour. So I need something to do on the train. So yeah, so I'll be bringing all those things. I'm doing Murphy's Law, thinking that if I bring a bunch of stuff to like entertain myself while I'm waiting for my procedure and stuff, that they'll call me right away. And this will not take very long. So I did not sleep very well last night. I am anxious. I am nervous. I am hungry because I am not allowed to eat or drink anything. I haven't been able to since last night. They cut me off. The cutoff is like 8 hours before the procedure, but that would have been 5 o'clock this morning. So I should have set my alarm for 4:30 and gone and had a bowl of cereal. But then I feel like I would have been more hungry. Like now, does that make sense? So I haven't had anything to eat since about 10 o'clock last night, I guess. I have been having some sips of water. Nurses and doctors out there can yell at me. I've just been sipping on some water, like little tiny sips. I'm dry, basically, because it's wintertime. And it's just more to, like, hydrate. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway, so I've been doing that. But I have not eaten anything, and I will not eat anything. I do know how important that is. Even though it's torture. It's not torture. I can handle it. I have gone longer without eating. When I was in the hospital back in November, they thought that they were doing this procedure a couple of times, and they had me NPO, or, you know, no food or water, or no food or drink for like a day and a half or 2 days almost. I was miserable. So yeah, so I am bringing all my things with me. My hair's still kind of damp. I did blow dry it. But anyway, I'm also bringing with me a granola bar, a thing of Pop-Tarts. I'm not bringing a juice box. I was going to bring a juice box. I don't have any bottles of water. We don't buy bottled water. I have my stainless steel cup that, this is what I use, but I'm not bringing it with me. So I don't have bottles of water, but while I'm at the hospital, like when the procedure's done, they give you food. Like they have sandwiches, like I think they have like cheese or tuna or something. So I'll probably grab a sandwich, and they want to make sure, like, they have to watch you eat first. And so I'll be doing that along with, they have juice, like apple orange juice, and they also have water. So, I mean, they're going to feed me, but I thought like I'd bring the granola bar and the Pop-Tart, you know, Pop-Tarts just for something extra, you know, even to eat on the way home if I'm hungry when my brother picks us up. So we don't know exactly what's happening yet, whether my brother's picking us up or not, because it depends on what time I finish. Because like I mentioned, I don't like the idea of him coming into the city like super, like during rush hour. So if they tell me I can't leave until like 4 o'clock, Then I'm going to tell Richard don't bother. And Garrett and I will just jump back on the subway and then go back on the train and come back that way. You know, it's going to cost us like $30 or something like that to do it, but it's more worth it than having my poor brother having to come into the city. So, but if it's going to be earlier than that and it's not too bad, he's more than happy to do it. So that's a good thing. But anyway, that's about it, guys. I didn't do any more reading last night I did do some reading last night. I read another couple chapters in Firefighter's Ranch Homecoming by Anna Grace. I am now 20% of the way through this one, and I'm really liking it. So the plot of this story is, this will give me something to do while I'm waiting to pick up the Uber, is about our main characters, Beau and Elena. So the Beau is one of 3 siblings. Chance and Tia are the other 2 siblings. And they live on this ranch. Their last name is Holiday. And their father left the ranch to them after he died, but he also left them with a ludicrous amount of debt. And also not well liked in the community. The guy was a bit of a scammer and all these things. So the family's not very well liked and all these things. But anyway, Elena has found out about the ranch and she's kind of bought into it. Not bought it, but bought into it. That she thinks it's going to be great to use for like events, like weddings and birthday parties and like a big event center kind of an idea. So she's putting a lot of money into this and she's put things out there, but people do not seem to be booking. They had one booking and they ended up canceling, saying they didn't realize it was a holiday ranch, like belonging to this family. That's how disliked the family is because of the father. So Beau's like to her, like, didn't you know this? Like, he thought it was a bad idea from the get-go. Basically, his other 2 siblings made all these decisions to do this while he was away fighting fires. But now he's back and he thinks this is a bad idea. But anyway, so the point that we're at now is Elena's like, let's stage a fake engagement party to make it look really good. Put it on social media. And then all these people will want to book. And then that's how we'll start getting exposure and getting people away from the idea that this is not a good place kind of an idea or that the family's bad or whatever. So Beau agrees to be the fake fiance. She's like, and the 2 of them are going to be like the fake couple. But they needed people. So they invited like their extended family, like the siblings' extended family. Well, the problem we've run into now where I'm at the story is that the family thinks this was all real. So we're going to have like a fake relationship trope, I guess. And so far I'm really, really enjoying it. So I did some reading on that last night before bed. And then this morning I read my first 3 chapters in Goodbye, Stacey, Goodbye, book 13 in the Babysitters Club series. A very sad book because Stacey leaves the Babysitters Club. Spoiler alert, she does come back, but it's not for about another 10 or 14 books. I think we also have a super special in there somewhere. So like another 15 books. It's going to be at least another few more months. It won't be until the summer that I get to the book where she comes back. But she does have a book while she's living in New York, which is pretty interesting. But anyway, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to let you go. Like I said, I'm going to call the Uber at about 10 to 10. And because the train leaves about 20 after 10. And it's only 5 minutes away. The train station is just down the road. And then the train ride itself is about an hour. And then it's about another 15 minutes to get north. So we should get there. I have to be there an hour beforehand. So that should get us there like right on time, like bearing any incidences. I didn't cut it super close. Like, oh, we're going to wait till the last minute. I gave myself like a good 20 to 30 minute buffer because I've never really taken transit, but it's smart to do because even if I had taken an Uber all the way downtown, you don't know about traffic, right? So anyway, but yeah, I'll try and get some video while I'm out and about, like on the train and all those things. I am very excited about taking the train. It's been almost 2 years since I've been on the GO train. So I'm excited about that. And I have not been on a subway it's gotta be a decade since I've been on the subway. So yeah, I don't take transit downtown. So I'm going to see how this goes. And this might be my optimal method because the way that it usually goes is when I go for my procedures is that I drive. And it's fine, but it's a lot of wear and tear on my car. It's the gas, all those things. Whereas taking the transit only costs $20. And that's like, or 25, let's say $25. That's how much parking costs me, plus the wear and tear, plus the gas in my car. So I'm thinking I might just take transit when I going forward, because if I could, like, the thing is that I'm glad Garrett's coming with me because the GO train I'm okay on. I understand. It's the subway I get confused. But Garrett is like an expert at the Toronto Transit. He lived in the city for years. He knows the subway system. He knows all the bus schedules. Like, he knows all those things. I'm lost. So
As long as I kind of know where I'm supposed to go, I'll be okay. I just think I also get anxious when there's like a lot of people. Like if it's rush hour, everybody knows where they're going. And if you don't know where you're going, it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? So we'll see. But I think it might be like the optimal way to go. The only thing I don't like is that when I'm done, I just want to go. I just want to leave. I don't want to have to wait for a train. So anyway, I'm rambling just because I'm nervous. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Hello friends, I am just ending off today's part of the vlog. It's about 8 o'clock on Thursday night. As you can see, there's the evidence. Procedure's been done. I'm wiped out. I could literally put my head down and fall asleep right now, but I'm also hungry. I did eat dinner, so I've been home since about 6. I'm not going to get into everything. The procedure was done. It is what it is. It was a long, long day. They did take me right away, which was great. I actually went in earlier than anticipated. My appointment wasn't supposed to be till 1 o'clock. And I think I went in at 12:15. So that was nice. But unfortunately, pardon me, I had to wait 4 hours afterward until I could go home. And they finished the procedure just after 1. And I had to wait 4 hours before I could leave because I was a higher risk and they wanted to make sure that everything was okay and there was no bleeding or anything like that. So that was fine. And the doctor was a joker. He was so funny. I mean, again, it could have been my state of mind at the time. But, I decided to come clean with them while I was in the room. And, of course, they ask you again, have you had anything, when was the last time you had anything to eat or drink? And I said, I had some water this morning with my pills. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm like, I may have had a candy cane around 9 o'clock this morning. And he's like, a candy cane like this, right? And I said, yeah. And he goes, where the hell did you get a candy cane from? I said, well, it's just the little ones. Like, they're only about this big. And I said, but it was from my candy cane stash. And he's like, you have a candy cane stash? I said, yeah, because I love them and I love to eat them all year round. He's like, that's genius. And he goes, and that's fine. He goes, if you had 10 of them, he says, I might have had an issue with it. He goes, I'm not going to lose sleep over it, right? But he goes, but thank you for letting us know. And then just as they were getting ready to start, officially start the procedure, they had hooked me up to I was hooked up to an IV already. And they gave me the sedative. So it's nothing that actually puts you to sleep. It's just enough to very much relax you. They freeze the area as well. But, they just give this to give you some, because I was very, very tense and very, very anxious. And I started to feel it almost immediately. You just feel very mellow, very relaxed. I just closed my eyes and just laid there. And he says, all right, Sarah, he goes, we're going to start the procedure. I said, okay, I'm going to go lay on a beach somewhere. He's like, excellent. And then towards the end, it was the doctor who was doing the procedure, and then he had an assistant, another doctor. So the two doctors, and they were like tag team, like they were funny. And the assistant doctor kept saying, like he said one time, he's like, just to let you know, you're safe, everything's okay. He's trying to be reassuring, you know what I mean? And he said that once, and that was fine. And then about 5 minutes later, he said it again. And then the surgeon or the doctor or surgeon, whatever, who was actually doing the procedure, he's like, what do you mean she's safe? He's like, we're not being mugged like this, right? I guess it was just a choice of words. Sorry. I did eat when I got home, or relatively soon after I got home, because it was the first bit of, I did eat after the procedure, like about a half an hour after they gave me
a not-so-delicious egg salad sandwich, and some cranberry juice. Now, there's a mix. And then I had some water later, and then I got a coffee, and I drank that on the way home. And then, hi, Missy. Every time. Hi. She's missed me all day, can you tell? You smell like hospital lady. Oh, don't lick my hair. Yes, I love you too. Mwah. Anyway, I'm getting this on camera. Garrett doesn't believe this actually happens. I'll have to show him. And then we went and got sub sandwiches for dinner, like Subway, not Subway, but from Mr. Sub. The Canadians on here will know what I'm talking about. And I'm still hungry, so I reheated a slice of pizza that was left over from dinner last night. So I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna take a couple Tylenol, and I'm probably gonna crash out. I did. It's nice to be loved. I did do some more. You're making this difficult, Moo. I did do some more reading today. I haven't done anything since the procedure. I read a bit on the train of Vermont Valentine by Kristin Hardy. And then, thanks, Moo. And then I read a couple chapters of Phantom Evil by Heather Graham while I was waiting to go in for my procedure. But I don't think I'm reading anything else today. That's it, guys. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to eat my pizza. I'm probably going to only eat a couple bites of it at this point because now I'm just starting to feel, it's now actually looking at it, it's making me feel a little sick. So maybe I won't eat any of it all. But I'm going to drink my water, and Missy's going to collapse in my lap, and I will talk to all of you tomorrow. I did post something on my community tab that I'm not going to film videos for the next couple days. I'm going to take the next 2 days off of BookTube. I'm still going to do clips for the vlog. I'm just not going to post any new videos until Sunday. But you guys will have already seen this by then. So, but anyway. I'll talk to you all later. Bye. Hi, BookTube. Happy Friday. Today is the 20th of February, and it is almost 11 o'clock in the morning. So I slept in this morning. I didn't get up till after 8. I slept like a rock last night. I kept myself up till 10, and then at 10 o'clock, like at 9:30, I took all my pills, and then at 10 o'clock, I took my Tylenol. And I crashed. I slept straight through the night. It was great. That's exactly what I needed. I haven't had that in days. Yes, the Band-Aid is still on. It will be on until this afternoon. It says 24 hours before you can take it off, but I'm probably going to take it off like tonight, this afternoon. Like after dinner, I'm thinking I'll take it off and look at it and see what it looks like. Right now it just itches, like, because the adhesive, my skin is super sensitive, and the adhesive like itches my skin, so I'm trying not to scratch or anything. But I did have a bath this morning because I'm not allowed to shower because you can't get it wet. I can shower after 24 hours. So I could shower this afternoon if I so desired. Like anytime after 1 p.m., which is just a couple hours from now, actually. But I'm just like, I just felt like soaking in a nice tub, having a nice bubble bath this morning, which is what I did. But anyway, we have to go over to the store, to pick up a few things because, I was hoping we wouldn't have to, but then I thought about it last night when we got home, and I'm like, I need some lunch meat for today. I wanted some crackers. I know I said I was trying to be good and not have potato chips, but I'm really been craving like Tostitos and salsa. So like maybe that's better than like a bag of Cheetos. Probably not. I'm sure there's low sodium Tostitos, so I'm gonna look for those, and maybe a thing of like mild salsa. That might be a nice snack. I'd also like to get some frozen fruit, like frozen whole strawberries or raspberries, because I like mixing that with my yogurt. Just to get some more fruit in. Like, not when it's frozen. What I actually do is I put it in a container in the fridge and let it de-thaw, and then I just use that. But it's still so much more affordable than buying fresh fruit, and it's just flash frozen. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. So I'm probably going to do that. But anyway, as a reading update, I did do a little bit of reading after I chatted with you guys last night. I read a chapter in a Family for the Jilted Lady by Helen Dickson. I am now I think I'm almost 70% of the way through that one, so I'm very, very much enjoying it. And then this morning, I made a decision and I treated myself because I thought I went through all of this yesterday and I decided to treat myself. And I bought an audiobook. I spent $5 on an audiobook, and I bought Goodbye, Stacey, Goodbye by Anna Martin, the 13th book in the Baby Stars Club series. I just decided I wanted to listen to, I really am enjoying the BSC books on audio. I really, really, truly am. I wish I could buy all of them, to be honest, but, you know, I just decided this was a one-time treat because I do own it as a Kindle. So on audible.com, I was able to buy it. I think it was only like $3 something. So with the exchange rate, it was like $5, almost $6. But I thought I'll break the bank for $6 and treat myself. But yeah, going forward, I will not be doing that because it's just going to get stupid expensive, considering I've already bought the books as ebooks, right? Like the ones I already own as ebooks. So, but anyway, I do really wish they were not Audible exclusives because it would be, I think a lot of kids would really enjoy them. Like if they were available at libraries on Libby or Hoopla or something like that. You know, like, I get the Audible exclusive. They've paid for them. They've, invested the money into having them produced. And I fully appreciate that. But, maybe it should be like a time limit thing. Like, it can only be like an Audible exclusive for like a couple years or something like that, and then be released to, because you're really, and I'm not just talking the Babysitters Club books, I'm just talking about audio books in general that are Audible exclusives that the general public might not, or people who actually really want to read them can't because of money reasons. Like, a lot of people do not buy audiobooks because they're super expensive. Like, even the subscription at $15 a month, not a lot of people have that extra money to be able to afford that. Like, so that's just my hot take on Audible exclusive books. I appreciate it and I understand. They produce them, so, I get it. But on the other hand, it's a book that the author still retains the rights to. And there's, anyway, it's a mess. It's a big gray area, I think. So that's just my hot take right now. But anyway, we're going to head over to the store pretty soon and I'll report back what I get. But I want to go soon because I want to be able to get back and eat my lunch. I did have a yummy breakfast this morning. I made a egg McMuffin at home with nice cheddar cheese. And I actually put bacon on it too, which was yummy. So I had egg, bacon, cheese on an English muffin. So it was an egg and bacon McMuffin, I guess. But we have that pre-cooked bacon, that you just stick it in the microwave for 10 seconds. So I just did a slice of bacon on it and that was delicious. Anyway, that was my breakfast. It was so nice eating and I'm still hungry. Clearly, obviously I did not eat yesterday because I'm just going to be hungry all the day today. But yeah, I'd like to get over and get the groceries picked up and then we can, I can get back and get some relaxing done. I've got one of my t-shirts on here. I've got a Golden Girls t-shirt on. It says, what does it say? Live like Rose. What does it say? Dress like Blanche. Think like Dorothy and speak like Sophia. My aunt bought this for me and I really, really like it. But anyway, I'm looking forward to getting back home and getting just some actual resting and getting some reading done this afternoon. But I'll check with you guys later. Bye. Hello friends and happy Saturday. Today is the 21st of February and it is almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So first update of the day, and I'm sorry I only got one update in yesterday. I am more tired than I thought from everything that went on Thursday. But I am resting and relaxing. I did some reading sprints last night or yesterday afternoon, I should say. Yesterday afternoon into evening on Roxie's channel over on Roxie Reads. I'll leave a link to her in the description box below. And I had a lot of fun. I got some reading done. I'm doing some more reading this morning. I'm updating some stuff on my computer. So yeah, I'm having a very, very chill and relaxed day. It's kind of been snowing a little bit all day. Nothing that really stuck. It stuck to the snow that was already there, but not really on the streets. It just made everything super slushy. But they are calling for more snow later next week, which is not fun. But I don't have to go anywhere until next Friday, so that's a good thing. But anyway, yeah, so update for today on the reading front. Nothing interesting outside of reading. I took the bandages off, and I'm just really itchy, but I obviously can't scratch. But I did get to have a shower this morning, which was lovely. Not like it had been super long since I showered Thursday morning before I went for the procedure, so it was only a day that I couldn't shower. But it was nice to get to wash my hair for one, and to get some of the residue off my skin from the bandage. But anyway, reading update. So this morning I read some more in Goodbye Stacey, Goodbye by Anna M. Martin. Listened to it on audio, I should say. Well, I refilled my medication, my fun Saturday morning activity. I'm now 60% of the way through that book. And I got some more listening done on Detective Aunty by Uzma. The author will be, of course, on the cover of the book right here. I am almost done this one. I should get this finished today. That's my goal. So that will be super fantastic if I do. And I just did some more reading on Firefighter's Ranch Homecoming by Anna Grace. And I am really, really liking this one. I'm about 45% of the way through it at this point. And it's so good. If you are someone who likes it is a fake relationship story, but more so than that, it's the fact that these siblings are hosting these parties at their ranch. And, you're getting all these party planner things, and it's just absolutely delightful. So I think I've talked about this book already in this vlog, so I don't really know if I want to go over it or should go over it again. But basically, it's about our main character, Beau, and he is the youngest, I think he's the youngest, or the middle of 3 siblings, another brother and a sister.
And their father was a bit of a crook. He didn't meet someone that he couldn't scam, basically. And he passed away relatively recently and left the family, or left the siblings, this ranch that is deeply in debt. So in order to kind of pay off the debts and keep the ranch in the family, they have this woman named Eliana. She has come in as a party planner. So they're using the ranch. Like, she didn't buy the ranch or anything like that. It stayed in the family. But she is a party planner, and she gets like a percentage of every party that's planned, but the rest of the money goes towards the siblings. So anyway, Bo is our main character in this book, and of course Eliana, the event planner, is our female lead. And the first event that they did, they had to kind of like do something like for the photos, basically. They had to do a fake, and they did a fake engagement party pretending it was the two of them engaged, and they invited all of the siblings' family, aunts, uncles, cousins, that kind of thing. The problem is that they didn't tell them that Tia, the sister, did not put on the invites that this was a fake engagement. So now the whole family thinks it's real. So now they're going to continue on with it because now it's out there on social media that, you know, Bo is getting married. So they need to keep the ruse up because nobody in the town, like the people in town, are very weary of the family because of what the father did. Like, they were just talking now, like they're in town to kind of do some stuff, and they decide to go for dinner. And they're like, hopefully we can get into the place because, you know, in years past, the father would take the kids out for dinner and find a hair in the food. Like, it would be a hair that he took from the sister's hairbrush, stick it in the food, and like, you know, to get their meals for free, kind of an idea. But then, like, the third time that happened, they got kicked out and were told never to come back. So that's the kind of thing that these kids lived with. Like, they were never invited to birthday parties. They were never invited to other kids' houses. They really, really were, like, outcasts because of everything the father did. You know, like, he scammed everybody. Like, Bo is talking in one scene that he's like, we can't even get a plumber to come to the ranch now if something happens because of what their dad did. So there's like all that in the background as well, along with this fake engagement and like these events, these party events. And Tia has all these animals. There are peacocks and llamas, and this story is just an absolute delight. So I'm really, really enjoying it. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to try to do some more updates today. I will do some more updates today, guys. I promise. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm trying not to have a nap this afternoon, so I'm trying to keep myself busy and doing things. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Hello friends, I am here to end the vlog. It is after 10, it's 10:30 at night. I've been on sprints over on Roxie's channel since about 3 o'clock this afternoon, but I got a lot of reading done today. I've touched pretty much every book that I have been currently reading, and I just finished a book. I finished reading Detective Aunty by Uzma Jalaluddin, I think is how they said her name, in the audio. I loved it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. Stay tuned on Monday for my weekend review, and I will give you guys my full review of that book. But I don't know how long this vlog is going to be. I think I already have like at least 30 or 40 minutes of this vlog so far. Lots of little clips for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Sorry about the last 2 days. It's just been quiet, and I've just been taking it easy. But I will be back fresh with a new vlog starting tomorrow. And lots of videos this week coming up, so do stay tuned, everybody. If you enjoyed this and you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd appreciate it if you did, and if you liked it, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up. And until my next video, everybody, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.